If I had my way, I'd make Alice the station manager over all the stations. And when they catch them lying, she just come from the sound booth and slap the shit out of 'em. Then she go back up there to the sound booth. Or when they ask for a fundraising, she just come out of the sound booth and slap the shit out of there. Or say something stupid on the news or something well, she probably have a sore hand because she'd be slapping motherfuckers all day. I only say Alice because Alice seems like she's a real news out of all of them. All of them. She seems like she's almost like a chameleon. She can do a serious job. She can do one and not put any emotion in it, and that don't need it, and some that really is emotional. She lets you know it bothers her too, But these other people, they tell a sad story, and then they laughing. I mean, you don't get connected to your story, but I mean, you can see some of these people. They can only do what's in front of them when they read, just like just like just like Ron Burgundy. They only know how to read something that's in front of them. Smart, educated fools. They'll read something in front of them, and it could be. I said I was gonna cuss out my mama, and people looking at them like what, and they don't even know what they read because they're machines. They're fundraising announcers. They're shit. The news is like a comedy, and it's depressing to me, even when the news is not depressing. Well, not supposed to be depressing. Like you hear somebody, oh, you know what? Y'all need to get on y'all kids and y'all ex-husbands and cause they the one ripping off the community. But I know y'all know it. Y'all know it because probably more than half, shit, damn, all of them. This in jail is from your community. This is your tight knit community is in jail for being on drugs, going back to the houses that they fixed up when they wasn't on drugs, and now they on drugs, so they gonna go back and rip off the house because they know every little room, every lock, everything. So who you think ripping off the people? Your community, that got jobs that high paying jobs, and they didn't know how to deal with it, with having a lot of money, and they relapsed, and shit, they went to left field, but now they have so much information that they had when they was doing good. They're using it now to rip people off, and pissed off because you trying to make them go to the rehab, and they telling you drugs ain't got nothing to do with my not coming to work for a week. I was sick. Your own community is ripping off your own community, so don't try to play it like it's people from out of town. Because if you want to do that, we can just go and take inventory of jail and find out how many of yours came from this community ripping people off. And that's you don't go to a stranger's house and break in his house and rip him off. You have to know something. You have to know something about that neighborhood, something about who gonna go into a police house and rip them off, right? So you ain't going just cold duck into somebody's house to rip them off. I've been here 3 years and I wouldn't do it, and I was a thief, but I had to know somebody, man. And then mostly your so-called friends, you ripping off your so-called friend. Ain't nobody gonna do that, man, unless they live here and they comfortable with the neighborhood, and they white or they're Mexican landscapers or something. Man, come on now. Only person ripping you off is your own community. Why don't you handle that before you build a wall? That's my